Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it after the Northern game, but you survive, and it seems like you've been doing it all year long. Just how good has this team been at simply finding a way to win a game?
He sums it up right there. I mean, they get in some awkward positions at times, or even if we get up, we let teams get back in it, or if we've been down, a couple scores or 3 scores in some games, they just continue to be resilient. So there's a lot of fight in the kids. I mean, they got a lot of grit. And we talk about doing it day in and day out, being 1-0, and finding a way to trust the process. So they've been doing a good job of that all year.
You guys early in the year were sitting at 2-2, and at that point, hey, every game's basically a playoff game from here on out if you want to extend your season. So, what kind of mentality does it take to not only face that, but to do really well like you guys have?
I think you have to have a really short-term memory in collegiate sports. You can have a really, really good win and stub your toe the next week. So we just kind of focus on the process, and that's allowed the kids to continue to move forward. So yeah, the 1-0 each week and just kind of put your head down and grind. That's what we've been preaching to the kids.
You've been head coach here now for a number of years. You've been here as an assistant even longer. So you've been with this program a long time, but never before has the team really been at this stage and this close to the playoffs. So one win away at this point, how real does it all feel?
I try not to even get wrapped up in it. We just keep preaching the process of being 1-0, and the kids aren't dumb. I'm not dumb. We know if we win that we have a good chance of being in the playoffs, but it doesn't really matter. Right now, let's just focus on Mary, because you're not going to have the next Tuesday practice unless you can find a way to win this weekend, and that's not a guarantee. They're a good football team.
Yeah, you kind of have, like you said, trusted and kind of relied on that 1-0 each week. You said it with us every Thursday we've met this year, and just talk about how when it is winning in situation to make it, the NCAA tournament, how important it's been that the coaches, the players, everyone's bought into that 1-0 mentality.
You have to, because, like I said, you can come off 5 wins, 2 wins, 1 win. If you lose your next game, it really doesn't mean anything. So it's the same thing. That was a big win in Northern State, sure, but you got to couple it and follow it up with a continuing win. So that's the nature of the beast that we're in. It's fun to be here, right? It's fun to be at this part of the season, still being a conversation, but it's just that. It's a conversation right now for you guys more than it is for us. Like, we got to go and perform this weekend, play relaxed, go have fun. And it's hard to do. You kind of get wrapped up in other things, looking forward or looking behind. You got to look at the realistically Saturday at 1 o'clock. You got to be ready to go. So that's what we've been trying to do. Preach to our kids and get kids focused on.
Yeah, Saturday at 1 o'clock, UMary comes to town. Familiar face with Craig leading the charge there for them. They love to chuck the ball, to say the least. I was saying to Gabe, hopefully the weather helps slow that down, that passing attack. But how do you guys plan to slow that passing attack down?
It's just like we had to try the challenge last week. You got to make them one-dimensional. You got stop the run, number one, and you got to pressure the passer. And then we can change up our coverages and do different things that way to try to confuse them a little bit, maybe. Craig does a good job. He did a great job here schematically. He's tough to prepare for. At the end of the day, it comes down to tackling guys, hitting guys, and forcing some turnovers. And we got to go out and execute in all 3 phases. So yeah, it's a challenge. He's done a really nice job, and just like every week in this, I see it's a challenge. So this is a big one coming in with those numbers.
So Dell, you guys made it, all the way here. You're 1 game away from making the NCAA tournament. Mike was kind of asking the same thing. Does it feel real that you guys are this close, 1 game away from making it to the big dance?
I say it's been something that we've been working for so long that it just has to be real. We've been doing all this work. We put in so much time over this last little bit, and it's kind of something we feel like we deserve it, and we're just ready to go take that opportunity to go and do something that the school's never done before.
Like Colin was saying, top 3 in the league, and it's kind of like we've had, Brendan on here, we've had Malik on here, and, I think you've maybe had some of the best highlight reel catches out of all 3 of them this year. Just how much have you improved? What have you gotten better at, throughout your time here at BSU and then this season?
I would say for sure reading a defense, being able to understand what I'm seeing before I go out and actually do it. And then honestly, just being able to accompany those 2, because they're both great at what they do. Malik obviously is a speed guy. Bolte's a big body, fast guy, and it's been great because they're both older than me, so I've been able to learn from them and stuff like that. So honestly, I've just learned more about the game in general. And this season, I just kind of learned my role and know where I stand on the team.
just kind of like Bolte, every time he comes in on Thursday, we ask about big game this, big game this, big game this, and he preaches. I'm sure he preaches you guys just 1-0 each week. How much have you guys bought into that 1-0 mentality this year, and how has it helped you guys?
Well, obviously, we went down. We were 2-0, then went 2-2, and then all of a sudden, we just this is it. If we want what we want, we have to win out each week. And honestly, it's been it's helped us a lot because we've been able to just kind of focus on who's next and not worrying about what's going on later on in the season. So it's really helped all of us really focus and really be driven to do what we need to get done.
Yeah. Last thing, UMary comes here on Saturday. They like to toss the ball. You guys like to toss the ball. What kind of game are you expecting on Saturday? Snowy game on Saturday.
It will be a snowy game. I don't see anything really changing. I mean, we've been able to get the ground game going a lot, so I expect SB and Mikhail to kind of get going and kind of take a little bit of pressure off of the passing game and Brandon. But I still see the game plan being the same. Let's kind of throwing the ball around and getting it done.
So earlier this year, you guys were sitting at 2-2 on the year, and from that point on, it's like, all right, every game is basically a playoff game if you want to extend your season. So, what kind of mentality does it take to not only face something like that, but to do really well like you guys have?
Being in that kind of position, I feel like it really motivated us. It lit a sense of urgency underneath us, and it just got the guys going. We rallied together, team meeting, and we talked about what we want from the season. We realized that a loss would potentially ruin what we want and which is playoff berth. So, we just came together and got it done. We're not done yet, but got on the right track, I think.
Yeah, and you've been here for, 5 years now,
Yeah.
and you're one game away from doing something that this program has never done before in making the playoffs. So how real does it feel? How close does it feel to accomplishing that?
It feels so close yet so far. I keep telling guys, we haven't done it yet. We've got one more game to go. And it's just amazing, we've been working so hard. I remember since we're in here, this floor is concrete, man. We've been working so hard for this, seeing the progression of the team and just how guys been buying in. It's amazing to see. And as someone who's been here for a long time, it's just a beautiful feeling.
And you're going to the FCS Bowl in a month or so, right? So.
Yeah, I was invited, but I'm hoping I don't get to make it because we'll still be playing.
Sure.
So
okay.
I'm thankful for the opportunity and the recognition, but I'm focused on getting the job done here.
Yeah. When you think post BSU is like the NFL the goal then, or how much buzz have you gotten there?
Right now, like I said, I'm just kind of focused on the season. I believe that if I handle everything here, opportunities will come, and that is the goal for me to continue playing football.
Cool. You guys find a way to win against Northern. You pull that one off. All year long, this team has been doing just that. So how good has this group been at just finding ways to win?
Man, it's been. As you guys can see, it's been awesome. It's been good to see. We knew we were coming in young. We knew we had depth, and we knew we had skill. And it's good to see the things that we've been told kind of come into fruition. Like actually work out and yeah, we're good, but we got to make sure we show we're good, and it's actually happening.
You guys were sitting at 2-2 early in the year, and at that point, it's basically every game becomes a playoff game if you want to extend your season. What kind of mentality has it taken to face something like that and succeed like you guys have?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard it already, and we'll probably hear it as long as this program's around. But we have a 1-0 mentality, and we just try to focus on the next opponent at hand and just winning that week and not getting too far ahead of ourselves, overlooking opponents. Because as you and everybody else has seen, anybody in the NSIC can beat anybody in any given week.
You've been in this program for 6 years now, right? And you're on the brink. You're one game away from making the playoffs for the first time ever. How real does this all feel to you?
Honestly, it hasn't sunk in yet. It still hasn't, and I don't even know if it'll sink in after Saturday when we get the win. I don't know if it'll sink in yet, but I'm just glad that we're here.
Good. All right. Gabe, you guys did it against Duluth defensively, and then you did it this last weekend as well, forcing turnovers late in the game when you need it most. You guys had 3 of them. Talk about just how you guys have been able to get those turnovers in key situations late in the game.
Yeah, so every week we do a turnover circuit every day actually of every padded practice that we have, And we know we just got to keep going and keep grinding because soon enough the ball's going to pop out. It might not work every single time, but if you keep going, you're bound to get lucky at least once.
Yeah. UMary comes in here, winning in situation for you guys. They like to chuck the ball, and obviously familiar face with Craig Bagnell. Yeah, Bagnell, obviously their head coach. How you guys hope to slow down? Hopefully the weather will help you out, but how do you guys hope to slow down that passing attack?
Man, it's just we're going to approach it like we have. Just go 1-0 every week and just try to do what we do, and things should fall in our way as long as we go out there and perform and play like we know how we